Okay guys, we're going to go over the guided practice, which was on page 276, 1 through 7. Here are the answers on the side if you've done it already. Number 1 is 1/16, 2 is 8/15, 3 is number 8, 4 is 9, number 5 is 1/4, number 6 is 1/2, and number 7 is 1/6. Keep in mind the answers are all fractions or mixed numbers or whole numbers. You don't see any decimal numbers? I don't want to see that either on the quiz, okay? You have to know fractions, please. All right, let's just get to it. If you got them all right, you can move on. I suggest you do the homework again without looking at the answers, though. See if you can do it again. Or how can you make the problem differently if you'd want? I mean, it's up to you. If you got one wrong, that's okay too, but you might want to check and just fast forward to the problem that you want to see. But here we go. Number 1. Again, do not overthink this. It's just multiplying numerators, multiplying denominators. All right, 1/8 times 1/2. I'm not going to draw an area model. I'm just going to go ahead and do the math. All right, 1/8, 1 times 1, 8 times 2, 16ths. I look at the numerator, I look at the denominator. There are no common factors, so we're good. You don't have to simplify it. Number 2, 2/3 times 4/5. Okay. I'm going to see, is there anything I can simplify before I multiply? No. The 2 and the 5 don't have common factors. The 3 and the 4 don't have common factors. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 5 is 15. Pretty good. No worries. No simplification necessary. The 8 and the 15 don't have any common factors. Number 3. 4/5 times 10. All right, this kind of reviews what we did in lesson 2, where you have a whole number. I suggest you change the whole number to a fraction. Hopefully remember how to do that. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna do this without simplifying. Ideally, you're supposed to check if you can simplify first. I'll actually see something. 4 times 10 is 40. 5 times 1 is 5. 40 divided by 5 is 8. The answer is 8. Now, what happens if you simplify first? If you look for common factors. Now, just looking for a pen here. There we go. Here's the deal. In the notes, I went ahead and did all this work and rearranged things. I'm going to keep it simple right now. I'm going to kind of do this a little bit. All right. Do the 4 and the 1 have common factors? No. The 5 and the 10 have a common factor of 5. Knowing that, I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to go this way, down. 4 over 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Times 10 divided by 5, which is 2 over 1. Numerator times numerator, 8. Denominator times denominator, 1. The answer is 8. Look, guys, on the day of the test, obviously I won't be able to see if you actually simplify first and then multiply. When the numbers are small like this, it really doesn't matter. You can simplify later. Okay? Like here, you can always simplify this and do what you need to do. But when the numerators get big enough and the denominators get big enough, you're going to want to simplify first. Because if you multiply big numbers times another big number, you're going to get an even bigger number, and then it'll be harder to see if you can simplify it or not. Okay? So it's more for your benefit to do it early if you can. So if you can simplify early on in the problem, get it done. Okay? But I'll leave that up to you to decide. Number 4. 3/4 times 12. Okay, I kind of skipped a step. I just made the whole number into a fraction. All right. I wasn't going to do this, but I might as well. Again, keep in mind what this is. This is 3 times 12 divided by 4 times 1. Okay? You can change the order. You can do 12 times 3 or 1 times 4. The reason I mention this, if you don't like what I did here, the whole butterfly thing, it's more work, but it might help. You can switch the 12 and the 3 around to make it 12 times 3 over 4 and 1. And if you do that, now you have 2 new fractions. That should make it easier. What's 12 divided by 4? How many groups of 4 can you make from 12? 3. What's 3 divided by 1? 3. The answer is 9. Okay, so once you multiply the numerators like this, and you put them together like this is what you're really doing. Okay, and if you do that, you can switch the order. You can see why you can switch the order. Because when you do the whole butterfly thing, it's just skipping the reordering. It's just showing you why this works, why you can do the butterfly thing and still have it work. Okay? But let me do it that way too, just so you can see, hey, that's too much work. 3/4 times 12 over 1. I'm going to use 2 different markers. Here we go. I have a marker. Okay. I'm going to look at the 3 and the 1. They don't have a common factor other than the 3, so I'll leave that alone. The 4 and the 12 have a common factor of 4. Guys, I've been saying this all year and I'm still going to say it now. If you don't know your times tables yet, memorize them please before you start 7th grade. It'll help you more than anything else. It's not about me. Okay? So anyways, the 3 stays the same. 4 divided by 4 is 1 times 12 divided by 4 is 3. And the 1's still there. Numerator times numerator, 9 over 1. 9 over 1 is just 9. And there you go. Same answer. However you choose to do it. Sort of cheating. Okay? Number 5, I think we have space here. I'm just going to go ahead and get it done real fast. 3/10 times 5/6. Okay, same thing. I could multiply straight through, but the goal here is to learn how to simplify before you multiply. Seriously, guys, it'll come in handy when the numbers get bigger. This is easy right now. Okay, anyways. You probably already saw it as I was doing this. The 5 and the 10 have a common factor of 5. The 6 and the 3 have a common factor of 3. Why? You should know by now that 6 is a multiple of 3. That means 3 is a factor, right? So once we do all that, let's just see what we have. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Numerator times numerator is 1. Denominator times denominator is 4. Okay, that's it for that. Number 6. Seriously, guys, do not overthink this. The only thing I think that most people forget to do, though, is simplify when possible. So, what do I mean by that? I have a feeling that some of you are going to just go so fast that you're just going to go ahead and do 15 over 30, and then you'll be done. You'll forget to simplify. Okay? And this is what you guys did on the last test. Don't forget to simplify. It says in the directions. Write in simplest form. That means you have to simplify if possible. They end in a 5 and a 0. That means I can divide by 5. 5 is a factor. Okay, well, it's not 3/10. 5 times 10 does not give me 30. But you know what does give me 30? 5 times 6. And I can still simplify. Look, guys, before you think, wow, you could have divided by 15. Yes, I know that. But did you know that? So I'm assuming you didn't know that and going by the divisibility rules. If it ends in a 5 or a 0, that means 5 is a factor. Anyways, the answer is 1/2. But let me do it again with the whole skill that you need to have by this time, at this point. Okay. The 5 and the 5 have a common factor of, guess what? 5. The 3 and the 6 have a common factor of 3. Three divided by 3 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Come on now. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Okay. Done. Same answer. Number 7. It is a word problem. Now this time I will use an area model because I want you to see what's going on. Rick has 1/2 of a foot-long sub left yesterday. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a long rectangle. A sub sandwich is one of those long sandwiches you get at Subway. If you don't know what that is, don't worry, it's a long sandwich. But anyways, it says we have, should make the pieces more equal if possible. There, that's better. So, let's see this. Rick bought a sandwich. He had the full sandwich, but then he ate half. So he only has half left. This is what he has left. This is what he ate. Right? I'll even put it up here so you can see. He has 8. So he cut the sandwich into 2 parts if you want. If you think of it that way. He ate half. He left the other half maybe for tomorrow. Okay. Then it says he ate 1/3 of the leftover sandwich as a snack. What fraction of the entire sandwich did he eat as a snack? Okay. So let's break it down here. The 1/3 idea. So on the day he bought it, right? He ate half the sandwich. Yeah. Okay. So the next day he still has it. He wants to eat it, but he doesn't want to eat the whole thing. He only wants to eat 1/3 of it. So that's all he does. He only eats 1/3 of it. So let's see if this works. Hold on. Actually, I should have done the other part, but that's okay. He only eats this much. Okay. Now here's the deal. The question says, in addition, was what fraction of the entire sandwich did he eat as a snack? So you have to think about if he had the whole sandwich, if he had the whole thing, he'd also be eating this 1/3 of it, of the half that he ate, right? So let's take a step back. He bought a sandwich. He ate half. He has half left. So the next day, he decides, I'm going to eat only part of my sandwich. I'm not going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to take my half, cut it into 3 pieces. Where did I get the 3 pieces? Because remember what I told you yesterday? Always look at the denominator, right? I started with 2 pieces. I ate 1. Or Rick, sorry, he ate 1. He has half left. And then he decides the next day he's going to eat only 1 part of the 3. He cuts the half that he has left into 3 pieces. And he's only going to eat 1/3 of those pieces. But if you look at the whole sandwich, that means, hey, if I actually had the whole sandwich, that means now that I have how many pieces of the sandwich? If I were to cut it up the way I set it up here. Now I have 6 sandwiches. Oh, sorry. 6 parts. Remember, part to whole. Part to whole, part to whole, part to whole. So he has 6 parts now. Assuming if he somehow magically brought back the whole sandwich and he cut the both pieces into thirds, he'd have 6 pieces. Now, here's the question. What did he actually eat? If you were to look at the whole sandwich now, with their 6 pieces, how much did he actually eat? He ate 1 part out of the 6. And the answer is 1/6. Okay? Half going this way, right? Half. 1 out of 2. 1/3. Yes. Going, well, as rows, I guess. Right? You saw what I did. But you want to see the math? All right, let's do the math. 1/2 times 1/3. I don't have to simplify. There's no way to simplify. 1/6 of the sandwich. Hope that made sense. And that is the guided practice.